If you're a really inquisitive person, chances are you've probably noticed the world we live in is pretty strange. I mean, even if you live a pretty normal life, you've had to have seen a few things that would really make you scratch your head and wonder if the world we live in is just a matrix of some sort. From the mildly disturbing to the downright creepy, we decided to shed a bit of a spotlight on some clips that will really leave you stunned. Join us as we have a look at some of the weirdest videos in the world. Giddy up. Cows aren't generally known to be the most athletic of animals. I mean, they get active from time to time and can move around at will, but in general, they're pretty inactive and timid. Apparently, we just might have found the exceptions to prove that rule. This clip, which is taken a few years back, shows a moment when a couple of cows were looking to cross a small street. But when they got to the center mark that divided the road, that's when this happened. Apparently, the issue was that the first cow had decided to jump for no reason, and then the others just kind of saw him do it and decided to follow through. If there's any clip that displays the concept of herd mentality, it's going to be this one right here. No one even tried to see if there was any need to jump, everyone just did it. Off the top. Have you ever felt like there are people on the earth who have superpowers? Well, I'm not sure what the heck is going on in this one, but I definitely love an explanation. This clip was taken in China a few years back, and I really need someone to tell me about it. Could it have been Magneto, or is there some other car-controlling metahuman that we don't know about? Your guess is as good as mine. Completely gassed. We've all had that feeling where we're so tired at work and just want to lie down, but still, I don't think this is the way for anyone to go about it. Honestly, there's a lot to be asked here. Did she deliberately fall down? Was she on something? And most importantly, why on earth did the guy not even try to lift a finger to help her? I mean, he just sat there holding his phone while she fell in front of him like a log. He could have at least tried to act like the whole thing bothered him. Forget the back seat. Cars are great, but I kind of feel like there's a need for some innovation with them. For instance, take a look at how this guy was able to get out of a truck. Wait, you saw that, didn't you? The guy literally just appeared out of the back end of the car and came out of it like it was nothing. That's gotta be a ghost. It just has to be. Here's your order. Now, I don't know about you, but I tend to take my deliveries seriously. In that section where delivery services ask you to give instructions to the delivery agents, I try to make things as easy for them as possible by being very detailed. For this delivery agent, however, it's possible that there was some sort of communication issue. According to the person who posted the clip, someone had made an order and literally told the delivery guy to kick the package as soon as they got to their gate. The guy looked at the instructions and probably thought, well, my pleasure. He then went ahead to kick the package so hard that Lionel Messi must have been proud of him. I'm not really sure if there's any football team looking for a kicker, but something tells me the guy is primed and ready to go. The Shadow Man. Do you believe in ghosts? I know that many of us probably don't, but if you take a look at this next clip, you may be tempted to change your mind if you're a cynic. I think that was pretty clear. The dog began barking initially, but as you zoom in closer to the clip, you see what looks like a man in the dark. Could it be a guy dressed in black staking out the place, or could it have been the infamous Shadow Man? Late for an appointment. Now, at this point, I think it's pretty safe to say that public transportation is terrible. Buses never arrive on time, and even if they do, the struggle to get into them can be insane. But some of us have found hacks to work around things like this. Still though, no matter how you look to get into a bus on time, I don't think your tactic could be as effective as that of this deer. I think we all know the first question that needs to be asked. How on earth did that deer even get on the bus? I mean, did the driver not see it coming? And what even made that deer just crash into the oncoming vehicle? I'm not really familiar with public transportation, but something tells me they've got to be doing better than just letting the deer hop on the bus. Get out quick. Hospital workers are really the heroes among us, but as it would turn out, even heroes get scared from time to time. Take this footage as an example.
A las 3 de la mañana, cabrón. Mírala, jugando memes como siempre. Chica, no mames, no mames, mira esa madre.
Apparently, these hospital workers saw what appeared to be a strange figure coming towards them from the hallway. And instead of stopping to find out what it was, they made the executive decision to just get the heck out of there. Now, I'd be doing the exact same thing if I was in their shoes. Hankering for some pie. We've all been in that situation where you're so hungry that you can barely think of anything else, and the moment you place an order for food, it's only a matter of waiting for it to get to you. Everywhere you look, you're salivating and waiting for your next treat. Then the food finally gets there, and you're so excited you can barely contain yourself, only for this to happen. Apparently, the guy had either been hungry out of his mind or lost in the sauce of the music he was listening to that he didn't see the transparent door in front of him. Personally, I think that transparent doors are just not for me. Yikes! The last thing that you want to run into is a glass door and embarrass yourself. Number glitch. If you're a sports fan, then you're probably familiar with the fact that athletes have numbers on the back of their jerseys that are used to identify them. LeBron James has the iconic number 6, while Tom Brady's 12 is pretty much a part of his brand at this point. I'm not really sure what the heck was going on with this guy, but I feel like he must have found some sort of glitch in the Matrix and was more than happy to exploit it. Did you catch that? Take a look at the guy's jersey. It literally moves from 18 to what seemed like a question mark and a J, and then to 21. And it all happened in the space of a few moments. Well, I know there's a smart, sciencey explanation for all of it, but something tells me that this is one of those scenarios where science would just not be able to cut it. What the heck could have even happened here? Road rage. Every now and again, we all get road rage. Some of us are late for class, others for a meeting, and for some of us, we're just trying to test our limits like this old man. This clip is really just so badass. Despite the fact that he was confined to a mobility scooter, Grandpa decided to show everyone his appetite for danger by driving a scooter straight into the store without even thinking about the repercussions. And you know what? Screw the risk. He probably had to pay a huge fine for it, but I think that it's totally worth it in the end. Honestly, I'm just grateful that he wasn't behind the wheel of a Formula One race car or something. An unwanted guest. Personally, I hate shock-type surprises. You could just be sitting on your own, and in a literal split second, something happens that sends your soul almost jumping out of your body. Nevertheless, shock surprises tend to happen from time to time. For this next clip, we see a moment when a family was gathered for a lovely midday meal when something truly incredible happens. The craziest part of this clip was that the fan didn't hit anyone. The little boy of the house was only a few inches away from the fan, and those inches may have just saved his life. Just take a moment to imagine how things could have turned out in the end. Fortunately, nobody was hurt, and thank goodness for that. Screams of the dead. There are really only a handful of jobs as scary as being a policeman. These guys do a lot to protect everyone from harm in society, and they should be given props. As a police officer, you literally have to answer any call once it's made. Still though, if I was a police officer, I don't think I'd be able to answer some distress calls. Take these guys for example. They had apparently responded to a distress call from a graveyard, and they decided to go to the location and check out what all the fuss was about. Then, as they were about to get to the site, this would take place. See what I mean? I really don't even want to know what the whole thing was about, whether it was someone playing a prank or really some form of scream from an otherworldly creature. I'm out of there as fast as Barry Allen. World's weirdest shoplifter. Ask anyone who's been a successful criminal, and they will tell you the process involves a lot of planning and execution. For some people, though, it appears that criminal enterprise is not only a viable career path. This lady, for instance, exhibited what could only be described as the most lame attempt to be a criminal that I have personally ever seen. I mean, really, did she really just try to steal a chainsaw from a convenience store by stuffing it into her pants? Come on, lady. You have to realize that this was a complete chainsaw, right? What did you think, you were just going to walk out the door without being noticed? To make things even worse, she then literally tried to do it all over again. And honestly, I just give up on people like this. If this is really the best idea she could come up with, then I think it might be best for her to hang her boots and go home. This is just poor play. Poor play indeed. Going down. If there was ever one job I wish that I could do for a day, it would probably be that of a surveillance camera operator. I mean, how else do you think you'd be able to see a clip as awesome as this one? This here is a man who has literally taken a motorcycle and run across an escalator while the security guard of the mall or something was chasing him. And as you'd imagine, there are a lot of questions to be asked. First of all, did the guy just steal the motorcycle and rev it as he was trying to evade the security guard? Or did he just drive his bike through the mall and annoy the security to the point where he had to be chased? These are the major questions that we should all be asking, to be honest. Fun in the snow. The moment it begins to snow, you know that it's definitely Christmas time, and once this season is around the corner, everyone comes out trying to capture some snow for themselves. As it would appear, humans are not the only ones who love when it snows. For this next clip, we get the surveillance footage from a home security camera that captured a moment when a papa bear and his cub were walking across a home in the middle of the night. Then, just as they were about to cross through the camera, the baby bear decides to have a little fun in the snow. The poor guy didn't even know that it wouldn't be possible for him to catch the snow with his massive hands, but at least he did give it a shot. A quick pickup. Now, the whole 5-second rule thing was fun and games when we were children, but I really don't think I'll be advising any adults to follow that rule. Then again, it looks like this guy just hasn't gotten the memo yet. For this next clip, we see a guy apply the 5-second rule to what appears to be an ice cream bar after it had fallen from his hands while he tried to tear off the wrapper. Even more weird, he decided to completely change his demeanor as soon as he realized the camera was on him. I mean, that's not really going to save you. You should just accept it. The internet has caught you, and there's absolutely no way for you to escape that embarrassment now. Draymond Freeze. Whether you remember him for his impressive defense or his antics on the court, there's no doubt that Draymond Green is one of the loudest and most popular players in the league at the moment. That all being said, there are also some weird moments that he's been involved in, hitting players in the groin, talking trash, the list is endless. The moment that really does stand out amongst all, however, is this one from a few years ago. In a post-game interview alongside teammates Festus Ezeli, Draymond appeared to literally freeze and enter the Matrix right on camera. Festus may have been the one talking, but just keep your eyes on Dre right here.
Been like for you? You get hurt at times. At one point, maybe you were thinking, maybe you were even willing to accept that you might have gotten cut by the team.
Yeah, a lot of ups and downs. A lot of ups and downs this year. But it's been a heck of a ride, to be honest. I really can't complain. Yeah, I was kind of I was a little down. I found out I was injured and I had to have surgery again, or with another knee.
After a little bit, he eventually got a hold of himself again.
But at the end of the day, I have amazing teammates. Guys like Draymond, everybody on this team, they come over there, they wrap their hands around me like, yo, we got you.
Now I'm guessing that he had to keep his mouth open because he had just finished a grueling game and was probably a little gassed out. However, what was it with the blank stare? Did he just see a ghost? Hail who? Working in the television industry can be a pretty challenging role. You want to make sure that everyone gets value for what they're watching, and it's your priority to ensure that there are absolutely no slip-ups. But every now and again, one slip-up or another takes place that completely causes everyone to throw a double take and say, what the heck was that? Back in August of 2021, a truly bizarre incident happened at ABC News Australia. Newscaster Yvonne Young was reporting on a development in the country when her segment was literally cut off by what appeared to have been a satanic ritual being performed.
State government announced the proposed legislation today. It's in part due to the stabbing of a police dog during an arrest in Brisbane last year.
Hail Satan.
For just a little over a moment, you see the ritual. A guy in a black robe and a hoodie appears to be standing at the center of a Satanist church and clearly says, "Hail Satan." According to the statement from the studio, the clip had apparently come from a live stream at the Noosa Temple of Satan, where they had been performing a ritual of some sort. The officials claim that the clip was inserted into the news segment by mistake, but I'm not necessarily buying it. It seems way too calculated to be a coincidence in my book. And by the way, props to Yvonne for handling that like the professional that she is. Breathing grounds. For this next clip, we see an interesting natural phenomenon, which, while intriguing, is undoubtedly strange. The clip would be captured on TikTok in 2021, with reports confirming that it had taken place near a small river in India. With several people standing along the shore, the water body appeared to suddenly feel some sort of disturbance.
जमीन किस तरह उठने लग रही भाई ये देखो भाई जमीन उठने लग रही अपने आप ये देखो भाई नया तजुर्बा जमीन का अपने आप नया तजुर्बा मेरे भाई देख बाहर जब पीछे हो ले कहीं तो भाई ना भाई यू क्या विक्की कदे जमीन की जगह जा रे विक्की ऊपर बग जा पानी पड़ेगा भाई नीचे से कमाल है देख धरती पटल है देख कमाल है देख कितना पटल भाई अपने आप ही जमीन उठने रही पता नहीं भोलेनाथ ने क्या कर दिया.
The strange rise in the level of the earth was truly intriguing. The moment the clip hit the internet, it sparked a lot of theories about what could have really made the land push up like that. Some people believe that the push was the result of movements in tectonic plates, while others had claimed that methane gas trapped beneath the earth must have formed a bubble that had pushed the ground up so rapidly. Now there's probably a more science-y explanation for all of what went down, so drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts. Inside Katie's Eyes. Katy Perry is one of the most popular musicians in the world, but besides her beautiful voice, she's also caught a lot of fans' attention, particularly because of her playful attitude. Here's one clip of hers that a lot of people still find quite strange.
Make even more noise for my band.
Katy did explain that it's something called doll eyes that she's mastered over the years, but I still find it strange. Earth to weirdos. Now, when people talk about there being a glitch in the Matrix or something like that, I know the conventional wisdom is to clown them or just laugh them off, but there are a lot of clips that actually prove that there may be some credence to what they're saying. Just take a look at this one, for example. Could it be me, or are these guys kind of walking weird? The clip would be posted to social media, depicting a group of people walking along the same place on a street, seemingly in a trance. It's almost like everyone walks fine, and then they're suddenly stopped by some sort of force that traps them and subjects them to its control. I'm not really sure where the sidewalk is, but I sure won't be heading there anytime soon. Spooky office activity. Personally, whenever I go into an office, I make it a point to never be there alone. I know it's always tempting to want to stay back and enjoy your solitude, but you really never can tell what's lurking around you. Take this scenario for example. This guy was all alone at his office, and then it appeared that a ghost had decided to come and keep him company. Just that it was finding some trouble working a chair. When the guy noticed the chair seemed to be moving, that's when he turned, and as you would expect, everything went back to normal. He went back to his work, and the chair began its shenanigans once again. Honestly, there's no need for an argument. If I was that guy, I would be out of there in a flash. Get the kid. Being a parent can be a challenging ordeal. You have to protect your children from injury, harmful people, and apparently ghosts. This clip would be taken from a baby cam in 2022, including a disturbing part where a seemingly invisible force literally starts to drag the baby as it slept. If I were that child's parent, it would be a wrap for me. We're all leaving that house immediately. Just hanging on. You know that feeling when you just want to chill out for a bit and clear your head? When you get like that, you probably go for a run or perhaps get into your car and drive, anything to be moving really. But what if I told you that some people are taking that to a whole other level? Now, if there's anything that embodies the chill lifestyle, it has to be this guy.
Es totalmente falso. Fue creado con Photoshop por un productor vietnamita en el 2020.
And before you jump out of your seats, take a breather. This is just the work of a really skilled guy on Photoshop, but even so, it's still pretty wild. These videos really just reinforce the idea that the world in which we live is truly and totally strange. Goodness knows what other form of weirdness is lurking out there. But what do you think? Have you seen anything to suggest that we're living in a glitch in the Matrix? Be sure to let me know all about it in the comments down below. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.